a way to preserve your joints, heal your joints, allow you to still get that optimal time under tension. Hey man, Gary Walker here, and welcome back for another video. I'm extremely excited about this one. Here's why. I'm gonna be starting a TriCon training series. This is video number 1. So a lot of you guys, if you've been watching me for a while, you know all about my TriCon sets. Maybe you've even implemented a lot of those in your own training. Here's the thing, a lot of people out there have still never even heard of my TriCon. So it's something that I started doing close to 15 years ago. I think we're going on 12 or 13 years now that I first came up with these TriCon sets and have gotten phenomenal results, not just with myself, but with tons of clients all over the world. Here's the thing. In this video, I'm going to give you some of the definitions of what types of TriCon training I have, because I had one standard set of TriCon exercises and that's evolved. So that's evolved. There's also a couple different ones that I utilize. In this video, I'm gonna explain all of that, break that down for you, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced lifter. I'm gonna explain what you need to do to incorporate these into your workouts. Again, this is part of a 6 video series. So after I explain all of this, I'm also going to give you a chest workout. This chest is not just about building, but it's also about shaping. So how to build and shape your chest, which is crucial for all men, but even more specifically as you get older, because a lot of older men tend to have very weak chests and it accumulates a lot of body fat. So what I want to do is help you sculpt that chest. Now, with that said, let's get started into this video. Basically what a TriCon set is, TriCon stands for triple contraction. Let me just kind of give you a quick visual. If you're just doing a bench press, for example, you lower the weight, you press the weight. You lower the weight, you press the weight. Now that's a traditional set. In that set, when you lower the weight, you're getting what's called an eccentric contraction. Now that's stretching the muscle. Now as you push the weight away from your body, you're shortening the muscle, and that's a concentric contraction. Typically most workouts utilize eccentric and concentric exclusively. Now those are great. You actually want to make sure you're doing that with all of your exercises. However, you're missing out on the isometric contraction component. Now, there's a lot of different variables to do in isometrics, but within the TriCon set, basically the way I structured this, and this isn't something that I came up with overnight. When I created the TriCon concept, it took me a while to figure out how many reps we wanted to do, how long of a duration each set needed to be, because I wanted to maximize muscle tension. I wanted you to build muscle with a lot lower weights. Typically, when people wanted to build muscle before the TriCon sets, and just back in the day, it's lift as heavy as possible, eat as much food as you can. Well, that's not the best case scenario for over 40 men. 40, 50, 60, 70. If you're that age, there's a lot more wear and tear on your joints. That's where this concept came from. A way to preserve your joints, heal your joints, allow you to still get that optimal time under tension without having to put your joints under so many repetitions. That's one of the methods for doing this, and also just rehab. I had hurt my shoulder years ago, and one of the things I could not do is go into my full range of motion exercises. So I started getting frustrated because I was getting weaker and my joints started getting tighter. So I started utilizing a lot of isolations. I started utilizing a lot of isometric sets. Now, the more isometric sets that I did, the stronger I got, the better my joints felt. So I realized that there was something there. But here's the thing. Now I'm gonna break down this TriCon workout for you with a chest workout. So basically a TriCon set. Typically, if you see just a standard TriCon, it's 9 repetitions. So you're always gonna be doing 9 repetitions with the standard TriCon set. Now, the first 3 reps is meant to be done as a neurological stimulator. So using explosive reps, control the weight and then explode the concentric contraction. You want to do your first 3 reps that way. Then the next 3 reps are your isometric holds. So you're going to do 3 holds if you're an advanced lifter, it's 10 seconds. Each hold is 10 seconds. If you're new and haven't done these before, try 3 seconds to 5 seconds. If you're intermediate and you've already done a few, but you're still building up your strength for doing the advanced TriCons, then try 5 to 7, maybe 5 to 8 seconds with each 3 holds that you're gonna be doing. That's 6 total reps. Your 3 explosive, 3 isometric holds. Your last 3 are meant to be done full range of motion, extremely slow. I'm talking 4 seconds to stretch, 4 seconds to bring the weight back. 4 seconds to stretch, 4 seconds to bring the weight back. So that's gonna allow for optimal time under tension. Now for this video, so it's not so long, the first exercise I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use 5-second holds. So again, that would be something for an intermediate lifter, just to give you an idea what we're doing. Now the first exercise, you'll notice I'm in the cable system. I have the handles high. So we're gonna do a high to low cable fly. I'm starting with the high to low because one of the most neglected body parts on a lot of men, or parts of their chest, is the lower chest. You can build a thick, meaty center chest, upper chest, but you don't see a whole lot of people with that defined lower chest. So I like to focus on the lower chest first. So when your arms are up high and they come down low, that's how you're gonna engage more of the lower pecs. So we're gonna start with the lower cable flies, and these are gonna be TriCon sets. So again, nice good stretch, get your positioning, and you're gonna squeeze nice and slow and explode. Slow, explode. That's 3 reps. Nice stretch, and you're gonna squeeze your chest together as hard as possible. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Nice and slow. Squeeze again. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Now you're not just holding the weights there, okay? And 1001. You're squeezing these hands together. You're really activating your pecs when you're doing this. I want you to squeeze these together as hard as you can and really engage that chest. So that's 6 reps. Now we're gonna stretch, and then 1001, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 slow reps. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you'll bring those back. So that's a TriCon set. And again, we did the 5-second hold. So if that's easy for you, then go ahead and bump up to the 10-second holds. That's gonna optimize that time under tension. But you also wanna make sure you're challenging yourself. So for the sake of this video, I'm using very light weights. You don't ever need to go very heavy. That's the benefit of doing this, but you wanna go heavy enough to make sure when you're hitting that 9 reps, you're struggling to get the 8th and 9 rep. So if you've got a weight that is so light that you're doing your 9, but you don't really feel much, or you know that I'm stopping at 9 because that's what a TriCon set is. However, the weight's so light, you could probably do 15 reps. The weight is too light. Add some more weight. That's the magic rep range, the 9 reps, but you want to be close to failure at that 9 reps. That's how you're gonna determine what weight is best to use. Now again, if you haven't done this before and you know what your normal 9 rep range is for standard sets, this will be significantly lower because that's the main benefit. You're gonna be a lot more in that time under tension within that isometric hold. Typically I recommend 3 sets, but I just wanted to show you, first exercise, you would rest about 60 to 90 seconds, do set 2, rest again, then do 3 sets. Then we're gonna move on to a bench press exercise. Since we targeted that lower chest, now we're just gonna do a regular dumbbell bench press. Now, bench press, you wanna make sure you're doing some kind of compound movement. So there's an incline press, a decline, or a standard straight bench. But again, since we use the cables to isolate the lower, the next exercise I'm gonna show you is gonna isolate the upper. For this one, I wanna really focus on that mid chest. To do this, we're just gonna do the standard bench press. Let me grab a couple dumbbells here, show you a couple pointers I like to really focus on. So the main thing that I see people doing wrong here, one is flaring the elbows too wide. I want you to bring them in slightly. Once your elbows are in slightly, I want you to get a nice full chest stretch and control the weight. So you can always lift explosively, but I want you to control the descent of the weight. 1001, 1002, 1003. I like about a second pause at the bottom so you're not bouncing. And then you can explode back to the top. 1001, 1002, 1003, second pause, explode back to the top. That's the cadence I like to utilize when I'm doing my compound movements. The other thing is 6 to 12 repetitions is pretty much where you want to be if you're doing this exercise. And again, 6 to 12, make sure you're really pushing yourself and you're finding a weight that is heavy enough for you to really just get something out of it. Because if it's way too easy for you, you're really not feeling the exercises or you're not feeling the workouts, then you're not going to get the results that you deserve. All right. So that's the standard bench press that we're focused on. That will be exercise number 2. Again, 3 sets. So if you do 9 total sets with these exercises, 3 with the first one, 3 with this one, and 3 with the one I'm about to show you, that's sufficient volume. But if you're new, you're just starting out, it's okay to do 1 or 2 sets of each of these and then check your biofeedback. For a day, 2 or 3 days, do you feel sore? Was it way too easy? And kind of assess where you need to be based on the first workout. Then you can make adjustments on the second or third workout. All right, so for the third exercise, I told you we're gonna target upper chest. Well, this is gonna be a different TriCon technique. This is one I use for a lot of my clients. It's one I've been using. I created a program based on this concept, but this is more extreme stretching. Now, when you put a muscle under when it's extremely stretched and you do that under a load, there's something called stretch-mediated hypertrophy. Now, it can benefit you, but one of the main things it's gonna allow you to do is really dig deep into those muscle fibers, and you're gonna be able to use a lot less weight than you need to if you're doing a standard fly. So we're going to do an incline cable fly. Now, again, incline, meaning we're working the upper chest. Like I mentioned earlier, handles are starting low and they're coming up high over the mid chest. Now this TriCon set, still 9 repetitions. So the TriCon concept is always gonna have the same setup. The main difference is in the isometric holds or the isometric stretches. My standard TriCons, if we were doing this, you would be holding at the top and squeezing as hard as possible. Well, this is for the stretch mediation that we're looking for. So this one, you're gonna do your holds at the bottom in the extremely stretched position. Lift your chest. You wanna make sure your chest is getting stretched more than just your arms, okay? So it's okay to just completely not lock your arms, unlock them, allow your chest to get a full stretch. So let me show you what these look like, and you'll know what I mean by same concept with the TriCons. So again, right here, big stretch in my chest. First ones, 1, so again, 3, just like this. That's a standard TriCon. Stretch, 2. Lift explosively, under control though. 3. Okay, so now we're gonna do our first hold, and it's gonna be in the statically stretched position right there. Big stretch, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Squeeze it, come back down. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. You should definitely feel these. 1 more of those. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. And your last 3 super slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that's what a TRICON-S is. It's for a stretch. So we're doing the TriCon stretch. Let's get these way back here. And same thing, ultimate goal being 3 sets here. That would be 9 sets total. Starting out, test it, see what you think. But these stretch TriCons work phenomenal. So it's a great technique to utilize. If you've done my standard TriCons, you know that already about those. But incorporating some of these stretches makes a big difference as well. So that's the basic TriCon concept. Here's the thing. If you think you're done with this workout, you're not, because I'm gonna challenge you. Again, if you're a beginner, you're new to this, and take this number and do what you can with it. But typically after I do a TriCon workout like this with only 3 exercises and let's say 9 sets, I want you to do a finisher. So you would be doing push-ups. Now, after you do this, basically what I want you to do is do as many push-ups as you can. Goal being, you wanna finish off with 100. That doesn't mean 100 at once. If you can do that, that's phenomenal, but you probably shouldn't be able to do that after you've worked out, because if you can, the workout itself wasn't challenging enough for you. You probably need to increase the load, increase the weights. But that's kind of my challenge for you. Do this workout, let me know what you think. If you do 1 set of it, finish off with 20 push-ups, maybe 25, 30, 40, 50, whatever it is. Just make sure your form is good, you're controlling the weight, but I like those finishers. That's gonna continue to put a lot of blood and lactic acid into your chest, which is gonna help with that overall volume. And by combining that with this, again, it's not just about increasing the size of the chest, it's the overall shape of your chest. So whatever your shape is, genetically, we want to maximize your potential. With that said, this is video number 1. This is the longest in the series. So keep that in mind. If you saw this video and you're thinking there's no way in the world you're gonna watch the other ones, the rest are a lot shorter because I'm not gonna explain the TriCon. So you're watching this one, I know that you know what a TriCon is. So the next 5 in the series, I'm gonna do TriCon workouts for other body parts, but you're only going to get the workouts. If you want more information about these TriCon sets, you need to refer back to this video. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you, man. And that's all that I got. Get busy and get after it.